Hi everyone, you all. This is CoinsKid. I'm just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for your support. So right now, Bitcoin is beginning its little retracement, which is anticipated. Everything, honestly, everything is running like clockwork here for Bitcoin. To be honest with you, I'm just going to explain what we're looking at right now. Okay, so potentially, I think that this is a rising wedge here, as I did anticipate. Okay, and we've fallen out that wedge, and right now we are on our way to this technical target down here of where we formed this rising wedge at roughly 43,000. Let's get this knob on. Roughly around about this area, okay, around about 44,000, okay. So I think that with that, we're going to have an ABC correction down to that technical target. I don't think we're initially going to do something like this where we come down. I think we're going to have a slow walk down there, okay. So you've begun your descent basically because you've fallen out of this wedge. Now with that, I do think that what you're going to do is you're going to come down, have a relief rally, and then a dump in September. And this dump in September will bring you back down to this 44k, which I think will be a mega level of support right here for Bitcoin. I'm going to show you why in a moment, but I think at that point that is where we're going to form the next impulsive wave up, okay, to this pink line. Sometime in September, towards the end of September, after we get the level out, we consolidate after this dump down. This is all what I'm saying is technical analysis 101. Okay, this is if we lose this blue line and we start to come under the daily 55 here, because like I've said to you before, at that time I do imagine that this red line here will come back up and we'll actually get a touch off this, which we're absolutely golden, okay, in this bull run. But if we do start to lose this support now, 55, and start to roll back and come under and lose this green line, you're losing the EMAs, you're coming back into under this green line, you're falling back into this downwards pattern, this falling wedge basically. That's bearish. That in the short term, that's negative, okay? So I don't necessarily anticipate that. I think what Bitcoin's doing is absolutely golden, to be honest with you. It's doing everything it needs to for continuation, but until we lose key levels of support, the necessary retest of support, basically, it will not be moving forward, it'll be moving downwards. Do you understand that? But in a minute you're retracing to a key level support. Now your key level support, which also equally is a trend line, okay, look, you've got this level just there, and you've equally got this trend line, which is this large head and shoulders pattern, which, look, you've got the left shoulder, you've got the head, and then you've got the right shoulder, and you lost it there. That's why we gave you that technical target down there, okay, and that technical target was met, okay. Equally within that on the way up, you created another massive head and shoulders pattern just there. Look, you got your points of contact just there as well, and again equally it's a crossroads basically, and then you lost that as well. So that's another big reversal pattern. Obviously you're fully aware, and you got your rising wedge, you fell out of that, and you had a technical target down here as well, which you met like a boss, okay. So they're all technical targets there which have been met to the downside, okay. But right now you're on technical targets to the upside. You're breaking key levels of resistance, okay. One of those levels of resistance was this particular trend line, which gives you a massive big inverse head and shoulders with a technical target from here to here, okay, from there to there, and you've broken that. So your technical target is retracement to the high, so that's the technical target that you're in at the moment, okay. Equally just there is another inverse pattern. I'll show you right now. So you've got another little inverse pattern here. It's all patterns in patterns here for Bitcoin, okay. So stick with me, I'll try and explain it as best as I can. Let me change that to white for you. So again, you've got another, look, points of contact, points of contact, points of contact, broken contact, melted through. You've got a big massive inverse head and shoulders pattern just there. Do you see that? And again, equally, it's another technical target from the low to there. And right now you're still in a technical target to come up to this particular level at 55k, because you're in an inverse head and shoulders pattern just there as well. Do you see that? So yeah, you're in inverse technical targets to the upside, but you're retracing as you run into resistance as you go to them targets, and you're running back just like you did here. Okay, look, you came down, you came back up, you came down and met the technical target, and just like here, you come up, you come back, you come up, you come back. Well, it's in waveforms. Not only that, you've ran into the 1618 here off this fib, which we gave you when we broke out of this falling wedge down here. You see this pattern here, the falling wedge. We gave you all your technical targets to the upside, and you come up and you met that technical target just there, okay. Equally, you've met the impulsive wave up. You ran into the 1618. Look at that. You ran into the 1618 of this technical impulsive wave which you are equally in. So right now you're retracing to this impulsive wave high. Look, so from here to here, you are currently retracing from there where you plateaued out, where you peaked out, down to there, okay. So these are your fib levels, these are your support levels that you can see held for Bitcoin until it creates a reversal wave. And this is what I said to you. So in a minute you're coming up like this. I mean, if you look on the weekly, you'll be able to see it better. Look, you're beginning to retrace, okay. Really is that simple. You've moved up in a whopping impulsive wave on a weekly time frame. Hit the wall at 1618. Start to roll back. You start to retrace to a level of key level support right now. Okay, and on the weekly, you're equally in a bullish cross. A buy and go to the beach signal from CoinsKid just here. So you can see you could have a little beautiful, healthy retracement down to our technical target, which I've just given you at the 236, and bounce. Do you see that? But in doing so, I think that what you're going to do is have an ABC correction down to that particular level. Now, you could, in actual fact, I've shown you this before, you could begin a retracement and lose these key levels of support and come all the way down to the golden ratio at 36,187. Okay, now if you start to lose the golden ratio here and come back, you're going to create something called a reversal wave coming back down to where you came from. Okay, so at the minute you can afford to come all the way down to there and still be bullish, basically still be in a potential uptrend and a potential new impulsive wave, which would see you bounce off to 55. So we're still bullish, basically. Even though we're beginning a retracement, we're rolling over, we're coming back down looking for support, and these are your major levels of support that you can't see lost for Bitcoin. And again, just to stipulate that if you do start to lose this 0.618, the golden ratio of this retracement that you're now entering for Bitcoin, if you do that, you could potentially see where you're coming back into the green line and the pattern to the downside and creating that lower low. But I don't anticipate that until we lose support. And this is why I always say, break resistance, backtest and turn into support, which is exactly what you're doing in the progress of growing up here. You continue to do that, you're just going to have impulsive waves to the upside. Okay, so at the minute you're in technical targets to the upside, you retrace into a key level of support looking for continuation. It really is that simple. But I do think if we take a look on the daily time frame again, okay, for Bitcoin, I do think that basically we've had an impulsive wave up here for Bitcoin. Let me show this to you. Okay, so this is what I do anticipate for Bitcoin. This is Elliott wave theory right here, okay? But I could be completely wrong, okay? We've come up in the third wave, as you're fully aware. That's what we're expecting. And we've technically, hopefully, we've had A, B, C correction, okay? Whopping 50% correction, which we had in the wave 2 correction, 50% correction as well. I think it was about 55% correction. So this wave 4 correction ties up with the wave 2 correction as well. And then equally within this, we're now beginning to form our first wave, okay, of a huge fifth wave taking us up to 200k. Now within that, you have subsets of waves as well. So I think that what we're doing here, we've had wave 1, okay. Now we're having a wave 2 pullback, wherever it is, an ABC correction. And with that, we're going to have a wave 3, okay. The wave 3 is going to absolutely smash us out of here, up to the 107k, which I do anticipate, because that's the next impulsive wave off this high to low, okay, which we are now in. We're in an impulsive wave to the upside. Then we're going to have a wave 4 pullback, wherever it is, and then we're having a wave 5 blow off top. That is what I anticipate here for Bitcoin, whatever it is. Let me move that up to 107k. This is what I'm anticipating, and in a minute we are adhering to Elliott wave structure right here for Bitcoin, and everything looks beautiful. It looks great for continuation, and even within this we've got wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5, and right now are we entering the ABC correction, bringing us back down to a key level of support before we get that second wave within a larger look, because this in all of this, look, let me show you, okay. So Elliott wave theory, let me put on the weekly, you might be able to understand what I'm theorizing. It is all theory based, okay. It is all theory based until we lose structure. This is what I think Bitcoin is adhering to. As you wave 1 high, you wave 2, you wave 3, you wave 4 down here, 50% correction like we had in wave 1, and then obviously the wave 5, which is what we're in now. We're in wave 5 to the upside, 200k. This is what I see, and it lines up with all the fibs as well. Look, let me show you. So I'm going to drop the fibs on this as well. For those that are not familiar, we ran into the 1618, okay? We retraced. We've held the 1272 as like a boss, okay? We're like an absolute boss. We've held that like a boss, okay? Look, we've come down, bossed it out on the 1272, down there at 30k, right? Absolute boss. Like we've done in previous bull markets, always retraced to the 1272, held it like a boss for continuation. So that's good, that's confluence, that we have done that. And right now we're forming this massive wave 5, okay, of Elliott wave theory. And within that you have the subsets, and that's what we're going through now. We're going through a wave 1 pullback, wave 1 high, sorry, ABC correction, wave 2 correction, wave 3 taking us up to 107k, because that's the technical target of this impulsive wave which you're forming right now. Okay, let me show you, okay. So just to explain, this is all theory based. This is all theory based. None of this is set in stone, obviously, until you lose support. This is what I'm looking at. So right from there, you're looking at 1618, you're looking at 107k. 106,623, and that's your wave 3 high of this larger, within this larger Elliott wave theory. So this is your wave 3 high, your pullback, your wave 4 pullback, bringing you back down to the 1272, around about 80k. People think we're entering a bear market, but then we're going to absolutely go insane towards spring next year perhaps, and that's why we're looking at that 200k below off top right there. But at that point, like I said in yesterday's video, I don't anticipate that we are actually going to have a massive multi-year bear market. I think at that point, pretty much like Willy Woo says, we're sort of entering a super cycle, and the pullbacks and corrections won't necessarily be as deep, because I think that at this point crypto is established at this point. Okay, again, not financial advice, and nothing I say is financial advice in the channel, but this is theory based. This is what I'm looking at, and technically it is feasible looking at it right now for continuation, because you are adhering to the technicals of this particular play that I'm looking at. Okay, and this has been my play from day dot. The only way that this will change is right now, if we do lose this low here, then we're having a whopping ABC correction. We're coming right down, which we've never done in a previous bull market. Okay, where we've lost to 1272. We're doing something we've never done, and potentially we're coming down to retest the previous bull market high, which again we've never done. So at the minute, this is what I see in front of us until we lose this low. Do you understand that? Okay, and one precursor to losing that low would be if we retrace deeper than the golden ratio right here. Okay, if we enter a retracement deeper than the golden ratio, I think it was 36,000, wasn't it, and fall back into this green pattern here and start to lose EMAs on the weekly, then yes, I'll give more precedence to the fact that we've not had the ABC correction here for Bitcoin after this wave 3, and it's more complex than I do anticipate. But in the minute, this is my cheat sheet basically. Yeah, so that's Bitcoin. You're looking for a retracement. I do imagine at the minute you're going to go for a kind of ABC correction right here. Fundamentally, and on chain as well, I did put yesterday on Twitter. So yeah, I made this tweet yesterday. A Bitcoin dump is looking likely in September as anticipated, as more Bitcoin is being sent to exchanges. This is bearish short term. Yeah, there's the on-chain analytics. You need to pay attention to those in this bull market. Okay, I don't know why enough TA people don't look at that, because it paints you got to look at everything basically, haven't you? So yeah, more Bitcoin is being put on exchanges now, which is always indicative of a pullback. Okay, and that would sort of tie in with our anticipation of this September roll, because in September we always dump. Look, that's your September dump. I've shown you before, the last 4 years in September, come the 1st of September, we dump. Okay, so that would coincide with this sort of ABC pattern that we've got on the go here for Bitcoin as well, where we're coming back a bit. We'll probably have a little bit of a relief rally perhaps towards the end of the week here. See the weekend out with a bit of a relief rally, fail to make the high, then the local high there, and that's where you're going to see that big C wave dump down to that particular level of support which I've shown you. Okay, and that would coincide with that ABC correction, and also equally the amount of Bitcoins that are being coming onto exchanges. But again, as I've shown you so many times, this wave 2 correction, we started to pick up, but what do? We roll back to the EMAs. Look, pick up, roll back to the EMAs, and right now you can see that the 20 EMA on the daily time frame is coming right up to the blue line, which is potentially where you could get some cheeky bids in. So not financial advice, but I do think we're looking at something like this potentially. A, B, C correction of wave 2, and then we're out of here. Okay, and then we'll start the impulsive wave up, breaking this high, taking us up to 106. Again, you're moving through all the fib levels to retrace to break this high. Do you understand that? You're moving through all the fibs, which you are doing. You've come up and you're on the golden ratio. You're back testing it. Potentially, you could look at just a little cheeky little retest of 050 at 43164. So you're on your way, basically. You're breaking resistance and you're holding that resistance as support. So yeah, this is a journey that's in front of us at the minute until we start to roll and lose support, rolling back into this pattern and creating this lower low. Then I'll be looking at the downside, but in a minute I've got nothing to do but look at the upside. And equally, I have told you so many times in this channel here, on the weekly time frame, the RSI, okay, keep an eye on the RSI. This particular white line here, I do think is going to offer a fantastic entry point for those that are paying attention here. If we do have a correction, okay, and this drags the RSI down, which it will do, okay, if we bounce off that white line, that's probably the last time you'll see it bounce off that white line for quite a while, okay, until we go up in wave 3 and we come back down in wave 4 of the larger wave, Elliott wave, which we're anticipating here, okay, in the channel. So yeah, that could offer a fantastic opportunity within itself. Look at the stock beginning to turn. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I do say that a lot. It's golden. Okay, it is golden. On the daily, you can see that we've broken out of that RSI trend line, which I spoken about to you yesterday. Do you remember that? So I said to you, look, you got this resistance, you got this support. If you do lose that support, it's potentially where you're going to go down. And look, you've lost support and you're rolling. So yeah, I mean, it's Bitcoin. That's what I anticipate. This is a journey that I do think it's on at the moment. So yeah, that's it basically. Hope you enjoyed that update, and this is potentially what I see. Failing that, if we do lose key levels of support, then obviously the bias will change, won't it? But at the minute, this is the journey that it's on. Until otherwise, take care everyone. Back soon with another Bitcoin update. Thank you once again for your support across the channel, and do apologise about the length of this video. Take care everyone. Bye bye.